All right, welcome to my Duel Masters proxy tutorial. So I will provide a link to a Google Drive where you can download this folder that contains card images that I've already edited for different sets, as well as foils, promos. And then we have a backside that's already done, so you can just drag it in later. We have a template, two templates. I'll talk about them. And then we have inside here, we also have a raw folder, so you can just get the raw pictures if you want to create more cards than I have already edited. Um, so I'll go over the process if you want to create more cards yourself first. So uh, what you want to do is, let's say I go in here and I want this one, right? So I copy paste it. I'm just gonna paste it to my main screen here and just rename it test or whatever. You can name it the card name. So if we look at these dimensions, we can see it's 403 x 560, 96 dpi. Right now it's too small to be printed because we're gonna follow a format on makeplayingcards.com that is different. So first of all, if we look at the card, if we zoom in, it's quite blurry. So what we will need to do is try to reduce that blurriness. So we go to waifu 2x image resizer and we choose our file, choose this, and then on noise reduction, which I take high, on scale we do 2x and out. So we'll just let this finish. And yeah, I'll show you guys the rest. So when the image is done, you'll get this, and it looks, I think it looks a little better at least. Um, and then you just save the image. Right now, I'm gonna save it to my desktop as test x2, just to so I can memorize that I've already used waifu on this. So we're gonna look at um, two templates here. So this is the second template already downloaded from makeplayingcards.com's website, which I recommend you do. And also Photopea is like Photoshop, but in your browser, basically. Uh, so if we look at this, we can see the dimensions here. So right now, I have already placed a black background here, but basically the bleeding line goes all the way out here, like to the edge of the black. The cutting area line goes to where the black starts, and the safe area line goes to this red border here. So we want our artwork to be inside of the safe area line, and we want the card's own black borders to go to the end of the cutting line. So artwork inside the red and the black borders of the card itself should end right about on the area cutting line. Then the bleed line we need to have black, which are already fixed in this template, so you don't need to worry. Because when they cut the cards, if you have a transparent or white background here, if they cut it like a little bit wrong, there will be a small white edge on your card, which we do not want. Um, so yeah, so this template, I don't know, this is the first template, which you should start in, of course. I just wanted to explain the second one so you understand the first one better. So the first one is basically formatted into 744x1 or 1038 pixels in 300 dpi. I'm not an expert on image editing, so I don't even know if changing it from 96 dpi to 300 changes anything, but this template's got it. So what you want to do now is you drag this image from waifu. So if you look at this, it's now 806 times 1120 till 96 dpi. So we drag it here above the background. And this is also important. Uh, Even if there's a transparent line here or white corners, do not change anything. You just want to export it now as a JPG. So you see here 744x 1038, and I'll just rename this to test x2o. Or you can just say T1 as template one. So we'll save that. We get it over here. Let's drag it out to our keyboard, or not our keyboard, our main screen. Uh, and now we want to place it inside of this one, right? So we take this and we place it between layer 1 and 2. And I'll show you guys. So when this, remember to hide this hidden layer. So we hide that. So now the card looks like this, right? So it's within the borders that it should be because we have this in the background. You see it covers this area, which we want. But as you can see, the background is not black yet. So let's fix that. I have placed a layer behind it. Okay, it's black. And you see these corners are problematic. So what I've done is basically painted black. I've already printed this card, so don't worry, they look good. Uh, so now, when I enable that layer, it's all black. So this is basically the done card design that I used. So what you want to do now is just export it as a JPEG, and you can just name it test done. And you see here also that the dimensions are different to fill all the way to the bleeding line, which we need. So if you just use my templates, it should be all good because I've already printed this card. You can check my other video where I showcase how these cards looked when I got them. Anyways, so now you can follow the link in the description to get the right format as once. So, but it's basically poker-sized playing card standard 63x 80m or 88 millimeters. But if you follow the link, you should have all the pre-settings already done. So use these settings as well, and they should come with it already when you press the link. Here you can choose the deck size. I made 612 cards, and then I believe I made 144 cards, and then 144 again, which were hollow. So it's cheaper when you order more. And make sure if you want to print foils or hollows, you need to change this later. So you can create multiple decks, you just choose your size. So let's say I want 612 common non-hollow. I create that deck. Then later I go back here again. But now when I create foils, I need to change this full color print to holographic front, right? Okay. And let's start our design. Choose what you want to put on card fronts. So we want different images, right? Because we want different cards, of course. So you will get here now. Uh, Here you can name your project. I would recommend saving from time to time, especially if you create your own cards as I've shown, because it takes a lot of time. So now we choose test done, right? Because we have done the image. So now you get your images here. So let's say I want I want to place it of this card. Then I drag it in here like this. And that's basically how you do it. So you can, let's see if we get a preview here. Yeah, so you see our artwork is inside of the red border, which is the safe area. The black border of the card itself is within the cutting line, and the rest of the card, which is kind of white now, but it's the black background, is the bleeding line. So yeah, so we go to the next step because you can add text to the front and back if you work to create your own cards. We're just gonna skip these steps, and here it's gonna say what do you want as a background. We want the same images as our card background. So what you do now is you go to DM done finally, and you go down to the backside done, and then you upload the background, and you have to drag it in because this one is already done. Yeah. So yeah, then it will ask you to add text back and then preview and add the cart. Uh, so you just go to preview and add to cart, and you order. So um, if we look at these, so if you see cards inside of these first 13 folders, like, and then the foils, promos, etc., like in all of these folders to the top is the images that I've ordered, which is already done. So you can skip all of the editing process and just import these images at once into make playing cards. So I have a couple, right? I've done maybe not like Bronze Arm and Aqua Hulkus. I've did Aqua Hulkus promo, but I it's because I got those cards in real life and I just wanted to feel, or like the official ones. I've already had them from the beginning, so I just wanted to fill more spaces so I can order different cards. But yeah, that's basically how you do it. So if you find cards inside of these folders, they're already done. You can just import them to make playingcards.com. But if you want to add more cards from any of these sets, which I have not edited, you can just follow the steps which I showed and edit them. And if you got any questions, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to help you. And some people think you should have a different background for your card. Let's say you wanted to have a card background that shows that it's clearly a proxy, then you can just follow the steps which I did and edit that background as well. The reason why I haven't had one of those backgrounds is because I just couldn't find it and I just wanted to get my cards. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching.